Good morning, everyone. Today I will recently introduce our work. The importance of antenna calibration has been introduced before, so we just begin with the strategies of antenna calibrations. First one is ground-based observations with scale fixed. The next one is ground-based observations with calibrated satellites, for example, Galileo. The third one is space-based observations. Compared with the third one, space-based observations has the capability of cross-checking or calibrating of decommissioned satellites. Here are the summary of our processing strategies. I'm not prepared to go further details of this because most of them follow the processing strategy of reprocessing 3. In our study, the layers of swarm mission, grace mission, and sentinel mission are included. The antenna PCO and PCO comes from the latest IGS reprocessing antenna file with extension of GPS PV. Before showing our results, I want to show some details to make our results more understandable. In our study, first, antenna reference point plus PCO plus PV equals first center. For Galileo and the GPS, the first center comes from IGS reprocessing 3, but in the ground center, the first center comes from IGS 20. For layers, the first center comes from pre-flight or in-flight calibrations. Here is the 5 scenarios we designed. The first one is a G solution with scale fixed, which means all satellites estimated. The second one, G2, means we fixed GPS 2 PCO. The G3 means we fixed the GPS 3 PCO. The G and GR means we fixed PCO of Galileo and Leo separately. Okay, here come to the conclusion. This figure shows the results of estimation z-PCO with respect to the IGS reprocessing 3 value. The horizontal axis are different SVNs. The SVNs in the same color means they belong to the same group. So in the top picture is a G solution. We can find that it has offset. Its estimation is around 110 millimeter. This is because they are aligned to IGS 20. The following 3 solutions are based on the ground-based observations with calibrated satellites. These 2 are based on we fixed the GPS 2 and GPS 2 and Galileo satellites. We can find that these 3 solutions are consistent. The differences between 3 solutions is less than 10 millimeter. The lower 2 solutions are based on the space-bound observations. We can find that they are somehow consistent with the previous solutions. So we can continue to compare the solutions between different blocks. We can find that the block specific values has a good consistency for each solution. So of course, the estimated block 3 values are also consistent with calibrations. So actually, in the following 2 solutions that consist of 2 satellites, grace and D, and 3 satellites from A, B, and B and C. So how is the contribution of individual layers? So we then continue to the experience with individual layers. Here are the results. We can find that for swarm mission, the estimations between different solutions are somehow consistent, especially for swarm A and B. But for grace C and D, they shows a large difference. They are around 100 millimeter. It means the good consistency we observed in the previous slide does not mean the similar performance will be observed with the individual satellites. Here are the results with the following three sentinel-3 satellites. We can find it interesting that the estimations of Sentinel-6 with pre-flight calibrations are also consistent with the Sentinel-3 satellites with pre-flight with in-flight calibrations. So taking G solution as the example, we computed the offset of each LEO solution to this solution, and here are the plots. We can find that these offsets can be divided into three groups. The following group is consists of swarm mappings and group C. The up group consists of Sentinel-3 and 6. The blue one is Grace D. So compared with this group, we can find that the offset between these Sentinel cities are very consistent. This is probably because we have phase variation of these three layers. Then we continue to investigate the impact of LEO PCO on GPS PCO calibrations. The horizontal axis is about the offset of LEO PCOs. The y-axis is about the corresponding offset of GPS satellites. Different colors means different LEOs with different attitudes. We can find that obviously we can find that with the increase of offset, the corresponding GPS offset will increase large. By comparing with different attitudes of LEOs, we can find that GPS offsets also decrease with larger height of LEOs. So, what is the preference about the GNSS satellites with a height of 6 millimeters? For the slope, I think it should be smaller than 17, but it needs further investigation. Then we can continue to investigate the impact of phase variations on PCO or GPS z-PCO calibrations. The left figure shows the percentage of GPS observations, of GPS 3 observations. The x-axis are the percent error, the y-axis are the percentage. We can find that for GPS for Sentinel-3, the observations above 40 degrees more than 40% because it's a high altitude. So left plot shows the phase variations of different GPS blocks. We can find that with higher nadir angle, the phase variations change rapidly. Here is the concrete results about the impact of phase variations on GPS z-PCO calibrations. The left figure is the offsets between the solutions with without LEO phase variations. We can find that without LEO phase variation corrections, we have they show the large offset, but it depends on the but it depends on the performance of phase variation. The right figure shows the results without GPS blocks retinal phase variation. We do this is because in the identity process they ignore the phase variation of higher nadir angle. So that's why we do this test. We can find that if without GPS phase variations, we can find that an overall offset is observed for all satellites, not only for GPS 3. But for GPS 3, it has a large impact also due to its higher height. Okay, here come to a conclusion. Based on the previous discussions, we believe that reliable phase centers in the LEO and is necessary. Of course, reliable phase variations in GNSS satellites are also necessary because currently the estimation strategies are based on the already known phase variation values. So the second one one is about the GPS z-PCO calibration derived from the forthcoming GNSS to be more robust. Its conclusion that comes from the previous slides about the impact of the PCO GPS solutions. So in the next, we will continue to do some more explanations about investigating the impact of terrestrial scale and geocenter with long-term GNSS and real data. Thank you.